Good evening, everyone. Today is May 5th, 2020, and it has been nearly 2 months now since schools in Boston and many other places have been closed and where the majority of us have somehow been in home confinement because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I know that finding yourselves at home in family setting for a period of time, more than you are used to, can be a daunting task for many of you. Meaning good for some people, while it can also be bad for many others who are not comfortable being in one place for too long, even if it is the place we call home. I also know that not everyone's situation is the same, and that for some of us, the home confinement hasn't made that much difference with respect to the limitation that it has caused in terms of our daily rituals.
I, for instance, have found this moment to be a bit more productive and entertaining for me with my family, giving us more ample time to do many more things that we couldn't fit in our schedule before. Consequently, this pandemic virus will certainly change the way things are going to be from now on going forward. I predict that many businesses will be conducted on a whole other level, where technology will innovate by making things that require less physical interaction and more voice command oriented. I really don't see any reason why we wouldn't instruct an elevator to go on to a designated floor instead of physically touching dirty and filthy buttons, which can easily contribute to further spread of this virus. Most company entrance doors will be running on automatic sensors to prompt their opening at the presence of a customer. Vending machines will be voice activated, and that we will only need to tap or scan our cards to pay off the purchased items. I predict that cash registers in the supermarkets will be boxed in with transparent glass separating us from the cashiers as we close the gap in order to pay for our groceries. These future innovations will help minimize the spread of future virus or disease. And social distancing won't just remain a thing in the past during the COVID-19 outbreak, as it will be the new norm in some of the public and private settings altogether. Dining in a fancy restaurant will be modified and will perhaps require preceding reservations so that can minimize the amount of people within the premises. A table with a family of 5 will most likely be 6 feet away from the next group of customers' table under some strict city guidelines. Disposable utensils will become the thing of the future, where cash currency will possibly be obsolete. As of now, this virus has spread so much fear of dying amongst all of us that it somehow succeeded to some extent in lessening the humanitarian concept in far too many of us.
I miss the loving hugs and the kisses, including the many family visits that I'm used to. It feels so weird and somewhat inhuman by having to keep a lengthy distance between the people we normally hug and show affection to, as we automatically behave like total strangers.
I went to drop some safety items at my cousin's house, only to be keeping a reasonable distance while wearing a face mask, which I have a hard time keeping on my face for a lengthy period of time. I give kudos to all the nurses and doctors who spend their entire time while on duty with all their safety gears despite being hot and exhausted.
Although we know the good intentions therein behind the social distancing, it sure feels as if we're missing one of the 5 human senses. We sometimes feel as if we want to take the risk anyway by hugging and greeting in the usual way. But at the same time, we feel the sense of responsibility and refuse to act selfishly solely to prevent the possibility of transmitting this deadly virus to others or people we love dearly. What a toll can this virus or fear have on us if together we don't find a way to fight this enemy and make a thing of the past?
This difficult moment has thus far reminded most, if not all of us, that the ownership of wealth can never replace the humanity of man, and that without one another, materialistic possessions will be insignificant. The value of wealth is manifested when it is shared in love with one or more people besides the rightful owner. Money, by all account, was meant to be spent and circulated while changing one's status or restore the hope and dream of others in terms of subsisting.
As human race, we have in the past faced many similar deadly diseases, where we lost thousands or millions of lives, but still we have remained steadfast and have continued to multiply so that life on earth can continue to subsist. We're a species that live of love and affection amongst other things. Therefore, social distancing for us can only be a temporary setback until we reestablish the traditional norm, where physical touch is essential to nurturing our love for each other. We are not made of steel and electronic chips, for we are far from being robots. We are humans, and we have feelings, and want to remain that way for as long as we shall live. Therefore, we need to use all 5 of our senses, and social distancing is definitely not one of in our agenda.
I'm leaving you with a very talented musician whom I had the privilege to meet and listen to him performing. I present to you the great Shardavwan in his CD, The Tribute, the type of music that will soothe your anxiety in this difficult time and give you more reason to wake up the next day. I enjoy his music a great deal. Look for it by writing to shardavwan@gmail.com. Don't forget that the month of May is full of historical moments. Not only it's Mother's Day month, as well as it is Haitian Heritage Month with the Haitian Flag Day on the 18th. Because of this great nation has the first Black Republic, the purchase of Louisiana, the liberation of many countries in Latin America, would not have obtained their independence, such as Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Chile, and countries with Black heritage would not have been what they are today if it wasn't for Haiti. They all owe a debt of gratitude to our valiant heroes like Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, Alexandre Pétion, and the likes. Let's continue to honor their sacrifices in giving up their lives for our freedom. Because of the confinement or the COVID-19 restrictions, the traditional Flag Day parade won't be possible. But Haitian Americans United, HAU, will virtually bring you online and on TV their messages in honor of our ancestors sometimes next week. I will soon be showcasing some of my movies on YouTube for free.
From director Richard Widmark Below, A Child's Dream, a most unexpected and profoundly moving story.
Boss, hey man, we got visitors.
A Child's Dream, a masterpiece in every sense of the word. Everyone has a dream.
All right, baby, you got it? Please help us all here. It's all there.
But not every dream comes true.
I need to pick up my son.
You need to work this out, Valerie.
In times of hardship, families that eat together, pray
I
together,
want to be strong and protect me and my mom from all the bad people.
stick together. But when the going gets tough,
All you do is blame him. It's the easiest thing to do.
I'm afraid if this happens again, I'm gonna have to write you up for neglect.
everyone's true faith is put to the test.
You've changed your life real good. You have a decent job. You need a decent man.
You're a baby. You can't even afford real Red Sox stuff. You don't even have a dad.
In the midst of confusion and desperation,
Your priority needs to be your child.
I don't think that will be necessary, miss. I promise it won't happen again. Do you have to call them niggas? Why can't you say black men or brothers?
What about all these other bad ways they use the word black?
Lester, the bad better go away. You smell like paint anyway. How come I can't stand the after-school program with all the other kids?
sometimes we need a guardian angel.
I ever see this guy next to you one more time, he's dead.
Whoever thought a child's dream could lead the way?
Quick, my mother needs her help.
Try me.
And you certainly won't be able to put a ring on this finger anytime soon if you keep living your life like this.
You wanna know why? Cause I always have to put that shit down on a damn application. There's always that space is check your ethnicity and if you have a criminal record. Now tell me, what does that have to do with one's skills or his ability to do a job?
A child's dream. Coming soon.
But first off, you need to subscribe to On Camera while hitting the notification bell button in order to be informed of new and future uploads. For On Camera, I'm with Mike Bello, the only one.